Hi, I'm Greg Artzner,
And I'm Terry Leonino.
and we are a singing duo known as Magpie. We've been singing together for 52 years. A lot of our work is in the field of education, particularly in education pertaining to history. So anything that has to do with the humanities, that's us. We do a lot of historical programs and particularly teaching the history through song that the current regime in Washington, D.C. seems hell bent on trying to eliminate.
Let me add that we are also major environmentalists, and we've been working for years with the Clearwater cleaning up the Hudson River. And we do a lot of environmental work and a lot of teaching of very young people from the age of 3 on up about how to protect and to save and to work to have a better place to live for everybody, the next generations to come.
So our work has already been it's
Compromised.
been compromised. It's definitely been affected by what's been happening in Washington, D.C. The first thing, of course, that happened was the freezing of funds, which delayed majorly a project of songwriting residencies that we had planned this past spring, up in the Adirondacks in the Lake Champlain Basin, writing songs about the history of the Underground Railroad on Lake Champlain and the Lake Champlain Valley. And
The program's called?
the program is called Waterways to Freedom, the Paradox, and the Promise. And so naturally, the people who wanted that program to come to their schools, they had to completely sidestep the federal government and go and figure out where the money was coming from.
And this is for fourth grade students in Minerva, Peru, and Burlington, Vermont, learning about the Underground Railroad, which a lot of things are just now really being uncovered. For the people that didn't go with Harriet Tubman to Niagara Falls went north, and their stories are being uncovered. And we're helping the students to learn, just like we did with the Harriet Tubman program, in their backyard. What is the history underneath my feet? Who were the people that helped this whole incredible thing happened? They talk about the Freedom Tree being the Hudson River, the trunk of the Freedom Tree, and the branches are the Finger Lakes. And waterways were crucial and still are extremely important both for the environment and for history, because a lot of our footprint is right there.
So, some other work that we do, we work with preschool kids in the Washington, D.C. area. We've been doing that for about 40 of the years of our 52 years together. And there have been some serious changes in terms of funding for those programs. The people who sponsor us in the classroom residencies they've been out scraping around trying to find money because money has dried up coming from the federal government. It's been a real struggle for them.
They're going to cut up the whole education department.
They want to eliminate Head Start.
And these kids are kids that are on the SNAP program. How can you learn to read if you are hungry? How do you treat hunger in this country? We still haven't dealt with that, and we haven't dealt with a lot of things. And we need to open the doors and find ways. And the good news is, some people are going outside of the government to get other sponsorship to help these programs because they see the importance of sustainability of the environment and of our history, which is being erased. And Harriet Tubman keeps getting removed and put back in.
So what we see is the work we do in this history and teaching this history. This history is a celebration, and it never meant, and never should be meant, or interpreted to be a way of making us feel bad about our history. This is a celebration of people who were resilient and who stood up and ultimately liberated themselves with the help of a few others. But it's I'll tell you one thing: they want to cut us. They want to cut us down because we do something that they call woke. And for me, I'd much rather be woke than to be sleepwalking through the decimation of our democracy.
And that's what we're doing. We're continuing to work and under the radar everywhere we can, and the hope still is there. You just have to believe in it. You know, we've been here for 250 years or more doing this work, so it's not going to stop just because of one regime.
You can't erase history. You can only bury it for a time.